Mayor-elect Mamdani is addressing the affordability and housing crisis plaguing the city while defending his stance on homeless encampment suites.
He's getting a lot of pushback on it, Robert Moses.
Yeah, Rosanna and Kurt, one thing that Mayor-elect Mamdani says he wants to do is reduce the time it takes to fill affordable housing units here in the city. Right now, he says on average it takes about 250 days to do so. He thinks that's way too long. He wants to cut down on that, reduce the red tape. He promises that he will also soon be releasing details about his inauguration in 22 days. For now, he wants New Yorkers to know that this is not just his inauguration, but theirs into a brand new era in the city. He spoke to reporters here in Lower Manhattan after a meeting with real estate leaders to discuss affordable housing and before a meeting with homeless advocates. He responded to criticism from both Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul about his plan to end sweeps of homeless encampments. Mayor Adams warns that human waste and drug paraphernalia will proliferate. The governor says allowing New Yorkers to sleep on sidewalks and under bridges is not a humane solution. Mamdani has heard those arguments and counters that he believes what the mayor has done has not helped the homeless.
Mayor Mamdani ensures that we connect those New Yorkers with actual housing. We have to look at the efficacy of the Adams administration's policy on this. It is a policy that did not connect a single New Yorker to permanent housing in an entire year. That cannot be a policy we continue.
A spokesman for the mayor disputes that characterization. He says Mayor Adams has connected more than 4,000 people who were once on the streets to permanent housing.
If we keeping the homeless on the streets, this is how the Democrats get more money. They're going to continue to say, we have a homeless problem. We need money from the federal government, from the state. This is what Mamdani's going to do. He's trying to push on these landlords, and that's why he's meeting with these real estate people, these business people, because he needs their help. At first, he said he's going to take their properties, but now we see he's changed his tune because he knows that he can't. And I believe that conversation that he had with President Trump really set him straight to be like, bro, you can't do that. You know you can't do that. Don't forget now, President Trump is one of the biggest, developers in New York at one point. But what Mamdani's I don't think he figured out what he's trying to do, because these landlords are not going to give money and give these opportunities to these people for free. You can stay in my unit, but the state going to have to pay me what I think that's worth. And I think that's what's going to happen. Only way that he can get homeless truly off the street is he's going to have to pay these landlords to allow them to use their property to house these people. That's the only way. But the city's going to pay for that. But if you're trying to tax the billionaires and millionaires and they leave, right? And then you try to do all these other things, where's the money going to come from? So essentially, you're going to be punishing people and raising up taxes on the people that are working for the people that aren't working. So you can already see the holes in the things that he's trying to do. It may sound good to end homelessness. Everybody wants to end homelessness. But how can you help people that don't want to get help? That's the problem that people are seeing here, is how can I help somebody if they don't want to get help or if they're mentally ill? So you'll give them housing. So you're rewarding these people for doing absolutely nothing. So if these people know that you're housing homeless for free, don't you think you're going to have more homeless come to New York City? So what is the plan to do this without costing the city money? Because what you're going to start seeing is a higher property tax, higher tax on your paycheck, maybe higher sales tax. Who knows? But he has to get the money from somewhere. The free buses is already out. Can't do that. And then the MTA is still raising up prices. So are they raising up the MTA price so they can get some of that money to house people that don't want to work? You're going to see this socialist experiment in New York not work. You're going to see more homelessness. You're going to see people getting taxed more and more and more. And it's going to be punishing the people. And it's going to be punishing the people that are actually trying to do something with themselves and actually work. So that's why I don't believe in Mamdani working in New York. Is because not because of him as a person. It's because what he believes that, oh, we'll just take care of it. But I'm sorry, you need money. If you're telling these businesses out there that they gotta pay, more taxes, or they gotta pay a minimum wage of $30 an hour. So who does that punish? That punishes the consumer. So now the price of everything's gonna go up. So now that I can't go and get me a burger for, let's say, burger and fry for $15, it might be $25. And then you want the businesses to pay more, the workers more, and then you're going to tax us more. So what's the point of me having a business? We get into business to make money. But then because you want to tax me more because you need that money to take care of people that's not doing a damn thing. This is why I believe in sanctuary cities. This is why I believe that states need to build whole-ass sanctuary cities. Then you have factories in there, because now this boosts up your business economy. Bring businesses in there that manufacturing. So the people that are living for free, no, the requirement for you to live here for free is to work. This is what all states need to do. If you do that, you'll have businesses coming in. And then you can get a little bit of money off of that so they can work for the housing. You pay them and then you get a little bit for the state. This is what prisons should be doing. Like, we have all these people that are getting taken care of for either doing bad things, criminals, or people that don't want to work. We have to put those people to work. Look what's happening with the SNAP benefits. They already said 1 million people got off of SNAP because of the new requirements of you have to go to work. So it's either those people went back to work or those people said, I'm going to figure out another way to get food. I'm not going to rely on the government. But do you see what happens when you insert work? Everything else plays out. Either you're going to work or you're not going to work. But if you're not going to work, we're still not going to take care of you. So damn, I got to work. All roads lead to work. If you don't work, you ain't going to get nothing. But that's the model that in the rhetoric, in the literature that our kids need to learn. In order to be successful, you got to work. This is why I'm not a big believer in taking care of the homeless. I'm a big believer. That money you're going to do it for them, we're going to put it into our kids. We're going to make our kids smarter. We're going to teach them trades. They're going to come out with certifications. They're going to come out with all the things they need to come out where they can at least get a job when they come out of high school. There's jobs waiting for them, right? Building connections with businesses so they can have manufacturing. So when these kids come out, they can at least get into manufacturing. Still chase your dreams, but at least you got a foundation. A lot of these kids are lost because they're chasing their dream, but your dream don't pay off right away. We all know that. Whatever you're trying to do, that dream does not pay day one. So that's why you have a job. You have a job. It may not be a forever thing, but you have a job to be able to focus on your dreams. But I don't like the fact that we have people that are trying to make these jobs like a Starbucks, all these easy jobs that anybody can do that's really supposed to be for teens. They trying to make that into a career. That's the problem. See, like these careers where we have McDonald's, Starbucks, all of that, used to be entry-level jobs for kids to get into the workspace, get some money, understand the things. And then these companies, they will say, hey, you working with us for a couple of years. We're going to pay for your college. We'll take care of you. See, now you got grown-ass people that don't want to be better, trying to turn those jobs that's really for kids into forever jobs. That's why you want to get paid $30 an hour working at Starbucks. I'm sorry. Everybody can work at Starbucks. You have no skill. But that's a whole nother conversation. But as far as taking care of homelessness, the states need to just have a designated city where they build housing, have manufacturing plants, and those people that can't work or don't want to work or homeless can have a place, but the only thing you have to do is work. Watch how you see how the economy turns around. Watch how you see how capitalism is actually going to help out solve these social issues. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell to see all new videos. We're going to keep this thing rocking, keep this thing going. The daily show is coming soon. Appreciate you guys.